Hey everybody, Johnny B. Good here.
It's Britton.
Brett.
Yeah, I'm a recruiter from WEL companies.
Okay. Today is Thursday, August 27, 2015. We are here trying to. I am here basically because a lot of people on YouTube wanted to know the process of, let's just say a young kid wanted to fulfill his dream of becoming a truck driver.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that he has to do? I mean, high school graduate, what age limit? Let's walk through the whole process. So,
Okay. Well, well, first off, if someone wants to be a truck driver, the age requirement is 23
23.
for this company. So you must be 23 years old. You would have had to have completed a valid 160-hour driving school course.
And that's accredited
Yes.
truck driving school.
Correct. And once you have completed that course, you would call us or go online to wellcompanies.com, and you would either give us a call so we could do an application over the phone, or go online and apply, and then we would get the application.
Okay.
And
Now let's talk about DWI's criminal records, because one of the purpose I want to do this is I don't want to waste each other's time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, unfortunately, not all of us have perfect record, and
Correct.
some are either they've done something in the past that would probably be over a certain period of time, which grace period is like what, 10 years or
There
for certain
certain things such as felonies and misdemeanors, for you know, a general qualification would be none in the last 5 years or so.
5 years.
But we do.
That's pretty generous compared
Yeah.
to other companies.
A lot of companies, if you have certain felonies or misdemeanors, they'll DQ you right off the bat, not even give you a chance. And also, I'd like to reiterate that every application is looked at through a review board, and it's viewed on a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
So, you know, we don't like to see DUIs in the last couple of years as well. And you know, there is a limit on how many DUIs you can have.
Yeah, yeah.
Before you're disqualified. Usually, in regards to clean driving records, such
Let's
as
talk ticket, because that's
tickets.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: in your line of work, tell us what's the most disqualifying things that usually happens.
What usually happens, I've been a recruiter here for about 3 months now.
3 months.
3 or 4 months. I was a driver before this with
Okay.
WEL. I think the thing that DQs the people the most is lying on an application in regards to criminal, and also excessive speeding.
You can't hide, right?
You can't hide.
You can't hide.
You know, because when we run these checks, we go back a lot further than you think.
So honesty really counts.
Honesty counts, because it saves us time.
It saves them time.
Saves
too.
them time, and a lot of less aggravation.
Yeah, yeah. So, what other disqualification things that you've noticed, somewhat of a pattern in recruitment that you come across?
Well, some other things would be like, I think the big one for students is the fact that there's a lot of trucking companies out there that lie to their students, or are not honest, and they'll pay for their driving school, but once they get into driving school through like I'm not going to mention names, I shouldn't mention names, but I would say one of the big companies, the big student hiring companies, they'll take them through driving school, they'll pay for it, and then they'll hire them, but they'll pay them like 20 cents a mile, or you know, they won't get them the miles, and on top of that, they've signed a contract. Now, once they sign that contract, and you get out of that contract with one of those companies that have paid for you to go to school,
Yeah.
you'll be done with them, but you'll be looking for a job, but nobody's going to hire you because you can't get the school certificate, because you still owe the school $6,000.
Is that how
That happens a lot.
It's kind of like a hostage?
They'll hold you hostage. I get calls numerous days from like these guys that you know have walked off the job with these companies, or you know, they don't want a team, and they're not making any money, and then
So they can't get the certificate.
and they'll have to re-go to driving school, and on
Oh,
top of
man.
that, they owe the school around $6,000.
Oh, wow.
So I encourage drivers, especially new students, people that want to drive, to make the investment on their own to go to driving school on their own accord, or give us a call because we do have school sponsorships.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. If you know someone, the school sponsorship for this company works is if you have someone in the company that works here and wants like a relative or a friend, we'll sponsor them through school. There is a rigorous process to go through that, and we also have I have like a couple pages of schools that will do driver reimbursement. So if they go to the school, they pay for it out of pocket, they come on with us, we'll pay them on a monthly basis, a monthly amount until the school's paid off.
Yeah, it's kind of safer that way, though.
Yeah,
this thing doesn't always work out, and circumstances.
And if the student has the driving school certificate in their hands, they have the power to choose which company they want.
Yeah.
And they're not being held
Sure.
hostage.
Yeah, that's true. Otherwise, they might just hold you hostage, and your options are limited.
Yeah.
And you could end up costing you a lot of money.
It does, and it's a lot of aggravation. I want to help these people out. You feel bad because they took that investment and time into, going to this company and thinking they were going to make good money, and they had a chance to start a great career, and then they find out they're getting screwed. So
yeah.
And I did want to go a little bit more in detail about the qualifications to answer.
Yeah.
And this is a generic thing. I'm not going to go into too great of detail. Every company's different. We like to see a clean MVR. In regards to no DUIs, like I would say 4 years. It would be.
And definitely no reckless driving. It's kind of like those 15 over speed limit, right?
Serious moving violations, we've dropped quite a bit. Usually you can't have any within a couple of years. Serious moving violations like reckless driving or 15 over. There's a limit of how many you can have too.
Sure.
DOT recordable accidents that's another one that DQs a lot of people. That's when you have an accident in regards to your vehicle was towed, another vehicle was towed, an ambulance was called, or there was a fatality.
That applies to the really
for even
the what is it called, the fatality. Ambulance, and then the tow.
The tow, and then we don't like to see any of those in the last 3 years usually. And like I said before, this is a case-by-case basis. But that's a general qualifier. And like criminal, nothing really in 5 years. So, that clears that up for some people.
Okay. Now let's just talk about, we live in a perfect world. Here's a 23-year-old kid that's been dreaming all his life of becoming a truck driver.
Mm-hmm.
How does that person do that?
Well, like I said before, that person's going to have to, they're going to have to do a little of the heavy work on finding a school. The school has to be a minimum of 160 hours.
Okay.
For, our requirements. So they would have to, go online, look up driving schools in your area, and then, they would have to either secure the funding for it to go on their own accord, and then once they complete the school, they're pretty much golden after that.
Okay. Any particular truck driving school you guys are?
We're huge with NETS. I don't know the exact abbreviation for it, but it's I think
somebody said they were out of Maine or something.
Yeah, they're out of all New England. They got the schools in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Massachusetts.
What's it called?
It's at NETS, New England. I think it's New England Tractor Trailer School.
NETS?
Yeah.
Okay.
All-state careers to Pennsylvania. We're adding to this list all the time. We have some, Fox Valley Tech up in here in Wisconsin.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good school. We have a lot of guys out of Florida, so Ridge Career Center in Winter Haven and Mid Florida Tech is another school that we do tuition reimbursement on. We got some in Illinois, Rock Valley College, Advantage Driver Training, and then in Georgia.
So the best thing to do is for these guys to call you.
I think they should call, and then we can guide them.
That way you can guide them and
before they call one of these big companies and get
get sucked in and roll move.
And and it's it's a big investment at first, and a lot of people don't have those options.
Yeah.
To pay for school. That's why they go with the bigger companies, but they're really not making any money after. So you got to look at it in regards to your investment in the long run, because we're starting brand new students at 35 cents per mile right now.
Really?
Yeah.
35?
Yeah, after they go through our training program, which is only 4.5 weeks fresh out of school, 35 cents per mile, and then that goes up after 3 months to 38. And then once you hit your mark, you get top pay based on what account you're on.
Wow.
So
that's pretty good. I mean,
it's a lot higher. I think the industry average for student pay is 22 cents per mile right now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
It's really
of
low.
all the trucking companies, why would somebody choose you guys? I mean, I'm not trying to. I'm just kind of asking the question of what.
Why WEL?
Yeah, why WEL? I mean,
First of all, we're family run.
I know that.
Yeah, and that's a big bonus because I came from a larger trucking company before I got to this company in regards to a driver, and I was just a number. And they say that as a selling point, but really, you're a driver, you're a human being, and you have people where you can come here and physically talk to them about the issues that you're having, or get on the phone with whoever is whether you're DM, your recruiter. You can call us at any time when you're with us if you have any issues. We have a couple driver relations guys that help out our drivers. So you're not a number. You're a part of our team. You're a part of our family. And secondly, the lanes are good. If you ever wanted to lease purchase, refrigerated is it's pretty good, and the freight is out there. I just think it's a great company, and the president, Chris, he works downstairs every day.
I know, he's so accessible. I
Yeah,
mean,
you can walk in, just knock on his door, be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, he's not like, I don't know, you don't have this feeling of afraid of knocking on his door and talk to him,
And
even with Bruce, I mean.
Yeah, Bruce is, as the company was founded by two brothers, Bruce and
Randy.
Yeah. Randy passed away a couple years ago, unfortunately, and so Bruce gave up running the operations. He's still the owner, and his son runs it now.
And from what I understand, as I touched base with this before, that Chris is not exactly the silver spoon kind of person.
No, he tried.
He started from
his father made him work every position in this company from like a teenager up.
Yeah.
He knows,
being a janitor to working in a shop to payroll to safety to.
He's got his license too.
Really?
I think he's got his Class A too, and and we laugh at him because every time you come in, he's got that black old. I think it's a Dodge Ram, like a 1996 beat out rusted
Speaking
truck.
of that Dodge Ram, one time I came here late at night, and my truck wouldn't start.
Mm-hmm.
And the only person around here was Chris.
Mm-hmm.
So what did he do? He got himself a jumper cable and put it on that Dodge.
Yeah,
and so he got down and dirty with it, and he helped me out. So, and also with Bruce, I mean, these guys are truck drivers. They're not just the elite that bought a trucking company.
Right, we're not publicly owned, so we don't have to answer to shareholders. We can hold a lot of our money and give it to the drivers. Like last year, we raised pay. We have a longevity bonus now for we got rid of our bonus program because people were coming on just taking the money and then leaving. It doesn't really increase longevity, so we actually give pay raises every year.
I see.
When you're with us.
Okay, one of the questions that always pop up is, I get a lot of new students that are working for a lot of companies, and they're either 3 or 4, 6 months on a job, and they want to go somewhere. They want to go here, and they always ask, what does WEL require as far as experience from the new drivers?
Yeah, it's basically the same principle. We still need you as a student to have gone to a driving school, and we would actually need to physically see a driving school certificate.
Yep.
But if you let's just say
he did the process of truck driving school. he worked for a major company. He doesn't like it there. He's been working solo for, let's just say, 3 to 4 months.
Okay.
And he wants to come here.
Okay, so let's just say he's in a hiring area. He's worked 4 months. He has a valid school certificate. We'd still bring him on. He would still have to go out with a trainer for 3.5 weeks.
Okay.
Based on what this chart says, because we can't just bring, you know, anybody under a year experience. Still has to get verified that they can drive. You know, we can't just have students go out there that, you know, give them a truck right off the bat. It's not safe, and it's insurance requirements.
What would be the time frame? Let's just say a year is, when a year experience somebody comes here, they still got to
4
go
days.
with the 4 years.
No, if they have a year of experience, like a year and 1 day, or 365 days, they just have to go through orientation. There's no training. There's no school certificate required.
So basically, you guys require just 1 year.
1 year.
And then he can go just as an experienced driver.
Yeah, go through orientation.
Anything less than that, he has to come here with a trainer for 3 weeks.
It varies. 0 to 3 months of experience is 4.5 weeks. 4 to 6 months is 3.5. 7 to 9 is 2.5, and 10 to 12 is 1.5, or usually in-house training.
Okay. Yeah. So what about experienced drivers? Same process?
Yeah, experienced drivers either can go online, fill out an application, or give us a call. You know, I'm sure you're going to put the number.
What do you start, the starting pay for experienced drivers? What do you guys consider as an experienced driver?
Experienced driver is anybody with a year or more of verifiable over-the-road experience, and their starting pay right now is 43 cents per mile.
43?
Yeah,
Really?
43, and that was just increased 2 cents from last year. 45 for a regional north position or some of our regional positions, and the highest account right now is our regional PA, our northeast account, which is paying 49 cents per mile.
Okay.
So.
What about hiring?
Hiring
zones?
area is a little iffy. I know if anybody's watching this in North Carolina and South Carolina and West Virginia, we do not hire out of. But primarily, other than those states, anything really east of the I-35 corridor, from like Texas on up to Minnesota and east, we hire out of.
What about like Phoenix?
Nothing. We're not a big Western company, so nothing east of, nothing west of, I would say, Missouri, Minnesota, and parts of Texas.
Oh, really? So,
yeah, it's cut basically. You got, I don't know. I don't wish you had a map, but
so Texas and yep.
Yeah,
So how far north?
All the way up into Maine, parts of Maine. I might have a hiring map in here somewhere. Yeah, so let me just. So I don't know if you might be able to zoom in on this, but you know, so this is, let's say, Minnesota right here, and then you.
Here, we'll show that a little bit. Just gonna connects to this
Yeah.
area. So the blue one or the green ones?
Anything that's colored is a hiring area.
Okay, so I hope you guys can see that right there. So Montana and Minnesota, North Dakota, and all that down to Texas. Now Texas is you guys got terminal in Irving, Texas,
We
right?
used to.
Used to?
We do not longer have a
Oh, really?
terminal.
That's gone. Okay.
Yeah, our Texas business hasn't. I don't know. I mean, I know we used to as a driver. I remember it, but I don't know what our deal with.
Yeah, I
Texas
used to
is
go
right
down
now.
there quite a bit.
Yeah, we still have business down there, but I don't think we have a terminal.
Nice.
We got terminals in Wisconsin, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Florida.
Winter Haven. Yeah.
Winter Haven, yep.
So, all right, let's talk about lease purchase. How soon can? I mean, I remember when I was fresh out of school, the first thing I wanted to do was become an owner operator.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a dream for some people to own their own truck.
So yeah, let's. How soon can a experienced driver jump on to lease purchase?
We could hire you on as a lease. If you were approved for hire, we brought you up here for orientation. You completed orientation, you can instantly go lease purchase.
Oh, really? You don't need to be here for 4 months, 6 months?
Nope, we'll do it right away.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Same for students after they're done with their training.
So you mean to say I could graduate truck driving school, finish the training, and then after that become an owner operator? I mean, a lease purchase right away?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. I bet not too many companies do that.
I don't know what other companies do. I just, I think, as a recruiter, I tell my drivers, especially the students, they want to own their own truck, but I tell them to give it, good couple 2 to 3 months because, you got to understand how the company works, our
Sure.
lanes, our policy and procedures and how it will better you in the long run. So usually I don't tell people to do lease purchase right away. But you can.
Take that glamour thing, glittering thing out of your eyes and
See the reality.
See the reality before you hit the wall.
Yeah, well, sort of.
Yep.
We'll help you along the way before you hit the wall. So.
All right. So, anything else you want to add?
No, we do. There's
What would be a good number for you guys to be reached? In fact, how many of you in recruiter works? I know Ona.
We have Ona.
Shannon.
Shannon is our boss.
Okay.
Ona deals with employment verifications and everything like that. We have Craig, Jody, Megan, and myself, Britton, in our department. So if you do want to give us a call, our number is 800-387-0088, and then you can just to be fair, I'm not gonna give extensions. So you just call that number, and I'm sure you're gonna put that in on the video.
Right.
Yeah. And we'll help you out.
Okay. What about Mark? Is Mark still working?
Mark is still with us.
Okay.
He is working over at the with Shep, doing retraining and driver training.
Okay. Now, anything else that you want to add? I mean, did I miss any questions?
No, I think we got a good general consensus of what basically
Oh,
qualifications.
here's a good one. Okay, let's just say an experienced driver. Okay, let's just say anywhere from 6 months to a year or whatever, got a good driving record, just want to change companies. What does he need to prepare? That way, when he comes here, he doesn't need to go back home and get another requirement, and you know what I'm saying?
Well, usually before we get him up here, we're gonna.
What could he do on himself or by himself to expedite things, to speed things up?
Have voicemail set up for one on your phone because it's
And emails is pretty
email, having an email account set up, where you have access to it daily, and just making sure you have all your documents if you're a student in one easy place, an accessible place, so we can get it when we need it. Because a lot of the times we get students calling and we'll need a certificate and never get certificates, so they don't end up getting hired because we need the certificate. And then for experienced drivers, for work gaps, DOT requires 3 years of verifiable work experience. So if you have any gaps more than 6 months, we need affidavits. So they need to be signed by usually 2 non-relatives, and we wait for those. Everything has to be checked off before they can come up here. So those, like little things like that holds people up.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
get at is I hate for people to call you guys and then expecting this is they're on their downtime and then they wait for the last minute to call you guys and then oops,
Yeah.
all these requirements that takes time.
Right, and just to be honest, I guess that's the thing that most that I can say is honesty will get you a long way because, I know some people are in desperate situations for jobs or they screwed up really bad, and whether you got a DOT recordable, you lost your job, or you got some criminal issues, it's better to be honest because it will come back to bite you in the back.
I've noticed a lot of ethnic background people here. I mean, we have people from
Hispanics, we have African Americans, we have Asians.
I think I even saw some Indian.
Yep, Indians. I think we have a couple.
So basically, this company is welcome everyone. I mean, we don't discriminate to colors. I mean, it's.
Hey, we when we need the drivers, we need the drivers. Everybody's treated fairly and equally. We don't discriminate. Well, and by law we can't.
We can't, but in practice, I mean, I've seen Bruce and Chris talk to people of all kinds of walks and sizes and and orientations and whatever. So I mean,
And when we bring drivers on, we want our drivers to stay and to be happy. And you know, I tell all my recruits, you know, when you get here, when I meet them on the last day of orientation, I'm like, listen, if you got any issues, give me a call. You know, as a driver, I understand the frustrations and that come along with truck driving. So I just say, stay positive. You know, usually it changes. It's just, you know.
yeah, before you quit, call these guys, call somebody, right?
Yeah, you know, Dave or Chris.
I mean, that's the biggest problem, I think, with drivers is sometimes some week doesn't work out, and instead of fixing the problem, they quit.
And also drivers talk a lot, so when one driver starts being negative, they all start being negative.
That's
So try to block that out and just communicate with the people that can actually change it instead of, you know.
I personally had some issues and some problems here, which ranges from me being stupid, me not being taken care of, me being neglected, and sometimes, man, the problem of, you know, at home, the bills and all that,
all that
compound
adds up.
everything. And next thing you know, you can't think.
Yeah, and then it also affects you on the road. If you're stressed and you're worked up and you're not sleeping well, you're putting yourself and others at risk.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's very good to communicate your issues.
And that's what I was saying is, I've had issues before, and somebody in this company bent, or bent backwards to help me out, and beyond things that I'm not going to mention because, you know, but
Yeah.
I've done certain things that that somebody here been really graceful for me. I mean, they helped me out, and
Yeah. You know, and
they resolved the problem. And
as a driver, like for instance, my truck broke down twice in 1 week. You know, it was a freak thing, but it broke down. My miles went to crap, but you know, and the DMs understand stuff like that's going to happen. There's some stuff that's out of your control, but they reimbursed me for lost time. You know,
Sure.
more than, because usually we do offer detention and layover pay. Our layover pay is $100 for every 24 hours. But, you know, if something like that were to happen and you're used to living off of, you know, anywhere from $600 to $1,100 a week, and you're not even get close to that, they'll make up for it. You know, there's by case basis. We're not going to leave you out for the wolves, and you know we want to help you. So
and before those problems build up, call somebody.
Yeah.
Let somebody know, because this is actually, you know, this is a large company. We can't expect people that take care of us, and we sometimes fall between the cracks, and here we are, we're all this humpump and, you know, bent out of shape, and they don't even know that this is going on with us. So how did I expect to know if you don't tell them, right? So that's what I keep telling people before you act. Let them know and call somebody.
Yep.
And that's what I did, and somebody helped me out.
Exactly. So it's good to communicate and be positive.
Yeah. Well, I think that's about it. So
It's good. It was a pleasure.
thank you.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any questions, any comments, or any issues or any topic we have in touch with, call
800-387-0088.
Yep.
You know, and we'll help you out.
And you guys got a website that they can
We
go
do,
to.
wellcompanies.com or drivewell.com.
Drivewell.com.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know, there's information on our website as well. And yeah.
All right. All right, Johnny, be good here. Thank you. And I hope that was helpful to you guys. And I've been here for, I think Trish said 12 years.
Driving here?
Yeah.
Wow.
But according to my driving record thing downstairs, I've only been here 6 years because I was an owner-operator before that.
Right.
But me and Trish and Jason and a couple of people came here at the same time. That was like 12 years ago. So, well, you guys take care. Johnny, be good here. Peace.